Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Well, hello. Welcome to the Monday KVJ After the Show podcast.
Yeah, Kevin, we love everything you stand for.
Everything I stand for?
Never mind, that's too much of a dramatic
I was going to say, yeah.
He's sitting down. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. I was going to say that might be a little extreme.
Yeah, that was extreme.
Good heavens. Nobody ever agrees with everything I stand for. Good Lord. Well, here we go on a Monday. Big topic still everybody's talking about around here is everything going on with the shooting that happened in Las Vegas overnight. You're going to be seeing a lot about that as they try to get more information as to what happened. One of the biggest mysteries is who was that woman that was down at the venue screaming at everybody in the front row saying that they were going to die, and then she disappears. I seen that interview. I'm like, what was that? Because we all thought that was probably the guy's girlfriend, the shooter's girlfriend, and maybe had lost her mind, and then apparently she's out of the country, so it wasn't her.
It's still early, man. There's going to be so many details that come in.
Yeah, there are a lot more questions than there are answers right now, and man, oh man, there's going to be a lot of debates that come out of this as well. The earliest ones are about gun control and everything else that's going to come from it, so...
Just a sad, weird, funky, messed up day.
It is, yeah.
Then you look outside and it's raining, and I just don't feel right.
Yeah.
I'm just sad for all those people and all they went through, and just ugh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so...
I want to go home and just hug my family.
Yeah, well, it's a constant reminder for anybody, just appreciate everything that you have in life.
Always.
Mm-hmm. It is a constant, for that. That is the one thing. And the lessons that I've taken away from all these tragedies that have happened, very sad for their families, but it makes you appreciate yours a lot more. It should. And hopefully we'll realize that silly little fights are something that we shouldn't let hold up and harbor bad feelings towards other people because of those silly things that really just don't matter. So some valuable lessons going on there. Let me see some of the stuff we got going on. A question from Brandon said, hey, will the 5K be going on if it's still raining? I'm seeing this week, and we should be having crappy weather. What are the details on that? I will let you know that, it will be going on. It's a rain or shine. It rained right before the 5K last year. In fact, it's one of the reasons things got a little chaotic for me, and I had all that shade about me not running the race. It was pouring down rain. And a buddy of mine's like, hey, I'm in Bar Louie. And I'm like, well, we ain't going to get this thing going, like right now anyway. So he's like, come in and have a beer. So I'm like, okay. So I went in and had a beer.
The now no longer there, Bar Louie.
I know, right? I love that place too. So sad. And so I went to have my beer. Then I went over and stood in a tent. It was still pouring down rain. And we're kind of sitting there having conversations and all that kind of stuff. And I was waiting. We were going to do a big stretch and all that kind of stuff. And then somebody's like, hey, man, they started the race. I'm like, what? Started the race? This is crazy. And so I had a strong buzz, and I couldn't find any of you guys. I'm like, where'd everybody go? And I'm like, it was just gone. It was just chaos. And so the rain kind of, made it a little bit funky. So, we're going to be doing it. I mean, it rained, then it stopped, and then they ran. So imagine the same thing's going to be happening now. And the thing that I'm optimistic about is they talk about the forecast. And you look at it right now, it's a 90% chance of rain on Thursday.
But it'll change. It's Monday.
Yeah.
It's way too early for anybody to be thinking they can predict what's going to happen on Thursday. Sorry, meteorologist. You ain't that good.
I mean, I'm looking at the forecast right now. And, I don't know, because we were supposed to rain over the weekend, wasn't it?
It
Thought we were going to have
was.
an awful rainy
It was
weekend.
supposed to be really, really terrible and horrible. And then that whole thing that was supposed to come to us, that tropical depression that had my husband on call for work. Yeah, he was going to have to work all weekend if that tropical depression came on top of us. That thing went out into the Gulf of Mexico and didn't come this way. And so we were all worried for nothing.
Well, right now, looking at the forecast, you've got 80% chance of rain that pretty much starts tomorrow, goes 90% on Thursday, and it's saying 80% chance of rain for about the next 2 weeks, every day.
We're just going to have to wait until Thursday and see how it looks. I mean, it's way too early to be calling it.
It's going to rain all day, every day for 2 entire weeks.
I doubt it.
I'm just letting y'all know, rain or shine, this fucker's going to be out there.
And you are a fucker.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be out there with you. I think rain or shine. I mean, I'll put my hair in a ponytail. We'll call it good.
I really will do a wheelbarrow thing if someone has a wheelbarrow that wants to push me. I just don't know if Denny's can push me that long.
I think the best thing for you is probably to try to find some adult-sized wheelchair. kind of thing that you can pull, and they do have like sporty ones. Maybe somebody's got one that you can use.
A wheelbarrow is so much more dramatic.
It is.
It's more bird, I think.
It
Yeah.
is. A lot of times people get dumped out of them, just saying, and then you'd land on your foot and or you probably break the other foot too.
You bring a lot of facts.
We could decorate a wheelbarrow, make it all jazzy.
But she brings up a lot more fun stuff to talk about. All right, I'm back on Team Wheelbarrow.
You're going to have somebody that's going to be drinking, trying to push you in a wheelbarrow. And
No, the person pushing will not be drinking, but we will be rotating who's pushing you.
Then
And
I'm
when
not
you-
pushing.
When you're not pushing,
'Cause I'm drinking.
You could be drinking.
I'm drinking too.
We could all take turns pushing you.
I love it. We'll figure it out. I'm not
Yeah.
real worried
We
about
could
it.
fill the wheelbarrow and make it like a cooler.
If not, I'll be at the finish line cheering every son of a bitch that comes across that line. Good job, man. Good job.
yeah, we'll get you out there. It'll be fun. It's all going to work out. Got this email from Christy. She emailed us last week about going to the Packers game on Thursday when everybody in the stands was supposed to lock arms. She said the arm linking was a little tense right up to it happening, but it was not a huge deal. But I do have to say that I ended up sitting in a box seat, so I wasn't in the mix of it. We did lock arms in the box as a show of solidarity for the players, but also had our hands over our hearts.
Well, locking arms in a box is no problem because usually the people in there are very fancy.
Man.
And you don't have to worry about gross, disgusting, drunk guy next to you locking arms with him.
I don't mind locking elbows
No.
with you, Muffin.
Gross guy is not allowed in box.
Right. I bet they've got the really good cheese up there, too.
Gross guy. Gross guy loves box though.
They do, but they're not getting none.
They're never getting in any
They're
box.
never getting in the box unless they pay for it.
We're talking about teams that have played in London, like the Dolphins, did. They showed up. I don't know if they played. They were there on Sunday, and they let the Packers, the Saints, beat them 20-0.
It was kind of nice, though, as a Saints fan, going into oh, it's noon, and the Saints have already won? Oh, cool.
Yeah, right. A very awful game for them to watch, too. I'm like, the point of this is to win people in Europe over to American football. And
that ain't doing it.
They didn't score until like the last play of the first half. There was 0-0. I'm like going, I mean, I know they're used to it with soccer, but still they'd be going, you know what, we'll just stick with soccer. We already know it, and they don't score there either. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure that was the game that did it. They said that the Packers have never played in London. The reason is partly because of ticket sales. The Packers draw such a big crowd to Green Bay and the whole local economy. Green Bay's a very small town, like 24,000 or something like that, and a small city, I think, in the NFL to have a team. And so their economy depends on it. So you take a home game away from the Packers, they need like every single game they get because that's really the only draw that they've got going on there. So it boosts the economy so much. So they haven't done it for that reason. And plus, they sell a lot of tickets. And people are there. Dolphins, that's one of the things. When you don't sell a lot of tickets to Hard Rock Stadium, guess what? You're shipping off to London. I also said one of my Packer friends said that they should do the Pro Bowl in London. That's what players would like. It'd be a free trip to Europe. Players would have time to bring and see their families and spend time before and after and do some sightseeing. Plus, the people in London could see all the best players in the NFL.
Yeah,
that was
a good
genius idea. And they score like crazy. I mean, that's all it is running around scoring.
Yeah,
now,
there's nobody hurting themselves defending.
Right. The only problem is it's not a real true representation of the sport. You'd be going, it's just guys running up and down a field. Maybe that's what they would think. So maybe that's the whole thing with it.
That Dolphins game wasn't a very good representation either.
No, exactly. So after that, they may be like, yeah, you know what, Pro Bowl in London, that's a great idea. So who knows? I got this from Nicholas. He said, I got to be real quick. The original reason, talking about the NFL kneeling, that the players knelt during the anthem was because of the unjust treatment of blacks in America, not because of Trump, like people like to say it is. If you're so bent out of shape that human beings, Americans, are using the right to protest to get fair treatment for minorities in this country, if that really gets you up in arms, then just come and say you don't care about black people. Stop trying to dance down the middle of the road and be honest about how you feel. If you know the cause for why these players are doing what they're doing and you're still upset regardless, you don't care about black citizens. Lives should matter more than a song. That is his hot take on the anthem. Checking on the ratings, just from what I saw from the Sunday night action, they're saying pretty much the same. So if you're expecting to see any kind of like drop in the ratings because of it, you saw a hit on Facebook numbers last week, and that was about it. So, and it didn't seem like there was a lot of the protests going on this week. It definitely got all the publicity last week with Trump's interjection that had happened. So there you go. But there are some people that are still upset, like Chicago Kev, who in the chat room says, ship the NFL to London. They can keep all of them. So there you go. Let me see. Cody wants to sound off about producer Denny's, a.k.a. the rap god. He said, come on, seriously. Producer Denny's, PD, nailed that shit.
Yeah, he did.
He about made the audience dis-a-fucking-pia with the abracadabra line.
Yeah, he did.
PD's the real deal. And Kevin of Virginia 100% could not do better. I challenge Kevin of Virginia, Virginia, to take a week and drop your rap on the air. So there you go.
About anything you want. I want to echo what this guy's saying on this email. Yes, Denny's did crush it. And second, yeah, I want to see you two fuckfaces do a rap.
I've done it before.
Well, I want to do it again.
Do it again.
It's fucking a lot of work to write a rap.
No shit.
And it's not my skill set.
Who cares?
I'm not the best rapper. I mean, I can sit down and do it. It'll take me a little while to write it because, you got to get inspired. I've written raps about you, Jay Bird, remember?
I mean, no, I don't. It's been so damn long. Bring that shit.
I just rapped about your mismatched nipples and vodka triples.
Man, when I was
remember.
That's a sweet line.
Like 10 years ago? I don't remember that. Well, I guess what the people are saying, Vicious V, if I may call you Vicious V, we want some new hot tracks. And I tell you all the time, anytime you get mad about anything, both of yous, I say, hey, get your ass in the booth and let's do a song. Let's get that emotion recorded.
I don't know. I mean,
it's so fun.
We haven't outgrown battle rapping?
No, it's so much fun. Man, life's too short not to do goofy bullshit, man.
All right.
There are some odd skills that, like, I wish I had. I wish I had the skill to just drop freestyle. Like, just go. Like, throw a beat and bam, I could.
By the way, a lot of people can't do freestyle. It's all
Yeah.
They act like
things they already have in their
do.
head. Yeah.
And even if some of it's off the top
It'd be
of the
nice
dome.
to have that in my head, though, that I could at least, like, if you dropped a beat, I'd be able to, like, throw something down, like, bam, like that.
It's so easy. If you wanted to work on it, we can do this. But something tells me you guys don't want to do it.
Front load some other things,
it would take me time to write because I would have to write. And
I get it.
There's journals I'm not writing in because I just don't have time.
Okay,
and
I get it. No more rap career.
Got this email from Katerina from Orlando. She said, a while back, Jason said during the thought of the day that, quote, some people feel the rain and others just get wet. And since then, every time it rains, I take a moment to feel the cool drops on my skin, smell the moisture in the air. Rain smells different. Look at the clouds and quickly put my life into perspective.
It's very good.
That's so awesome.
You guys ever take the time just to look at a tree, kind of contemplate it, go, man, it's so old and it's still standing. It really shows you the lesson of patience.
Yeah.
No, nothing.
Yeah, I was staring at a bunch of trees because there was so much hurricane damage. I've been taking a lot of trees and drinking them in.
Well, think about it. If a tree is planted, it doesn't grow right away. You have to wait for it. Any kind of thing you're planting. I think it does. It's nature teaching us about patience. I always thought nature teaches us life lessons. We just sometimes don't look at them.
Oh, absolutely. No,
I'm too busy battle rapping.
Yeah. We keep adding all these things to our plate.
You're not. I wish you were too busy battle rapping.
Oh my gosh, I gotta write a battle rap now.
I got a battle rap. Who am I battle rapping now?
Fuck it. Battle rap Mother Nature.
Battle trees? All right.
You got it coming.
A battle rap Irma.
Yeah, I love it. Anything.
All right.
Let me see. There is a quiz up on our Facebook page that maybe you should take, Jaybird. This is from Len. Said, I don't know if you've done this before, but it looks like the kind of challenge Jaybird could ace. They cut into candy bars, and you look at the candy bar half, and you got to try to identify what the candy bar is.
Oh, that's going to be tough. That's a tough one, man. That's different than taste, in my opinion.
I'll put them all up there. They've got a total of 12 different candy bars. The whole quiz itself is on the KVJ Show Facebook page.
I got a lot of questions, too, Kev.
That's a Three Musketeer right there.
I believe is the bottom third. Is that a Snickers?
Yeah, it looks like you got a Snickers there. I think Virginia's right on that. Is the one in Almond Joy. I think you got Almond Joy, Three Musketeers, Snickers, and Milky Way, I believe, are the bottom four in that order.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I would say on that.
Is that Baby Ruth? Is Baby Ruth on there?
Probably.
Baby Ruth looks like second row, third candy.
I agree with you, and I think the first one is a Rolo. That is caramel on the center.
Okay.
See that second row? First candy. If you're looking at this on KVJ TV.
That is, you're right. That's definitely a Rolo on the first one. Okay, collectively, we're kind of nailing this.
Into Baby Ruth. And I believe you have got upper, which would be your right-hand corner. Is that a Kit Kat?
That would appear to be a Kit Kat.
It looks
although
like it's a little mauled.
It looks like it's like a nutter butter.
Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah.
I don't know.
Is the very first one on the top row? Is that a whatchamacallit?
That is a whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys remember that commercial? I need a whatchamacallit. Well, tell me what you want. I want a whatchamacallit.
What's the name of it?
What is the name? It's just so confusing.
That is exactly the commercial.
Yeah, that's it.
I always love when I do a reference and you guys get it.
We got it.
Yes.
Yeah, we got it. So if you want to take that quiz, see how well you do. I think Lynn was saying she got 86%.
Lynn's a star, though. We all know that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so go kill some time with that today here on a Monday. Why not?
It is a good day. It's a good day for candy.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, I'm on the fence. I had a buddy of mine. I've talked about doing this forever. I had a buddy of mine who's like, hey, come up. He's a big Florida State fan. And he's like, you got to one day go to a Florida State game with me. And it's one of those things I'm always like, yeah, definitely. I've been telling him this for probably about 7 or 8 years. And he's finally like, all right. He's like, it's Florida State, Miami. He's like, it looks like a pretty evenly matched game. He's like, you got to come up. And he's like, I got an extra pair of seats you could buy off of me. And I'm like, all right.
Leave your wife at home. It'll just be me and you. A very romantic weekend.
Yeah, no, Kim's going to go. So, he's bringing his wife on.
He's not trying to mandate you, is he?
No.
All right,
It's going to be our wives. And
I don't want you to get up there and surprise. Now you're on a date.
Yeah, no, it ain't that. No, the Mexican Queen's definitely going. Canada will go. So it's like there's a couple games on at the exact same time I want to see. And I don't know, man. I'm torn about long car rides. There's part of me where I like it, but in this instance, I have anxiety about it because it's 7 hours I hear to Tallahassee. I've never been to a game up there.
It is about 7 hours.
My cousin was telling me just I think last weekend. He's like going, dude. He's like, it's awful seeing games at Tallahassee. He's like, and I've been to a game in Gainesville. I had a great time. I thought
Gainesville's
the atmosphere was awesome.
fun. I like Gainesville.
I liked Gainesville a hell of a lot better than I liked Tallahassee. I did both of the college things there. I had buddies at both of the places.
Yeah, my cousin's kind of aficionado like I am, like on college football. He's done a lot of stuff, and he's like, dude, Tallahassee's awful. He said,
I hated Tallahassee.
He said the stadium is not right into campus, really cool stadiums. Like you've got campus right there, and there's just energy all over the place. He said it's a car ride away. He said the stadium, it's like an old erector stadium, almost kind of like a FAU stadium, but then they put a brick facade on the outside of it. He said Florida State fans, if they look like they're even possibly going to lose, they bolt. The stands are empty.
I just like Gainesville in general because it's out in the woods, sort of. Tallahassee's a big ass. It's a big ass city, man. I'm not a city slicker.
Right, I hear you. So
you're not a city girl.
I'm not a city girl.
So anyway, but it's one of those things where you're like going every now and then, man. You just gotta suck it up, and you're never gonna experience anything. You're never gonna do anything.
Do you not like this guy? Is he kind of? Is he
has nothing to do with the guy? No, I love the guy.
Okay,
the guy's awesome. In fact, that's all it. It's just what it is. To me, with these decisions, you weigh over everything.
What's the worst thing if you go and do it?
Tell this guy you'll meet him in Gainesville and go see a game there instead.
I mean, you're gonna go to a football game. You're gonna be with your buddy. I mean, to me, on paper, it's gonna be an awesome time. So where's the
hesitations are the car ride, the fact that we got a show to do on Monday, and it's going to be a 7-hour ride on a Sunday. Normally, Sunday for me is spent getting the show, kind of just looking at it, finding new stuff for it, sleeping so that I'm ready to go. I hardly ever do the thing where I come screeching into town, go to bed real quick, and then pop up and do a show. I get anxiety doing that because I've done it before and it's tough.
I like to milk everything out of Sunday possible.
Take the Monday off. Take it off.
We'll see. We'll
Me,
see.
Vicious V,
Hold
and
on.
D, we'll handle it.
Yeah.
We've sucked before without you.
And then my two favorite teams are playing the exact same time, of course, as the schedule would fall. Buckeyes play at the same time, and so does West Virginia's got a big game. So I'm like, so I don't know. So if anybody's got any insight, what do you think about the Florida State Seminole football experience against the Canes? So to be,
I think you'd have a great time. I get the whole anxiety
Yeah.
with the show and 7 hours on a Sunday. You want to do prep. I completely get that, and those are valid reasons. But if you're able to take that Monday off, which I know you won't, you should do that, man,
Okay.
because life is too short.
Yeah.
And you could get like a little Wi-Fi hotspot and do all your work on that 7-hour ride. Let the Queen drive.
The only thing that I'm wondering that. The only thing I'm curious about is how rural is Tallahassee? Because I've heard it's kind of like in the middle of nowhere. I know a lot of Florida's that way, and you're good with Wi-Fi hotspots. I never am without a Wi-Fi hotspot in South Florida, but getting outside of South Florida, are you going to have issues with Wi-Fi?
See, Tallahassee, I was there quite a bit. I don't remember it being so out in the middle of nowhere. They definitely got parts where there's people and civilization. I think you'd be fine.
Okay.
You know, the audience would love it if you came in on a Monday, just strolled in without doing any prep. You come to us. We have planned the show like we've done without you before, and you're merely just here.
And I'd just be like, what are we talking about next, guys?
Yeah, and all you're doing is just talking, man. I think people would like that.
Yeah, it would be a leap for me because I am such a preparation guy that I get anxiety when I don't.
I think
And
people-
so I would have to be letting go of a lot of control.
People, I think, find that for one day, people would find that entertaining. You get back on the horse on Tuesday. I think we would be able to get enough material so you could just walk in on here and just talk, and you just basically reacting to what we bring in.
Okay.
Jay Bird will write you 4 different battle raps.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Seriously, you should go out and have fun. I don't think it's one of those things where you should let the show dictate too much of you not going.
Okay.
I think we could do both here.
Because I was then telling myself, I'm like, if I don't do this and don't do this now, when am I ever going to pull the trigger on going to a Florida State game? You know, because if it's not a Canes game, I'll be like,
My gut tells me if you did decide to go, all would be fine with this show.
Okay.
And he's got a very knowledgeable gut.
Very knowledgeable. Very
This
active.
thing is very worldly.
Okay. All right.
I know you're not going to take any of my advice, and we'll see you on Monday.
I think. Well, I'll probably come in, but I think we're gonna go. So.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You should.
I'm trying to this is kind of like the crazy fall of Kev.
Okay.
Where I'm trying to roll the dice, and I do have some anxiety coming up. So we got a couple little trips, and it just
That's good though.
I'm so I almost like being in a rut because I know everything will fall into line. you know?
No, I
you know
get
what I'm
it.
saying? So it's like I'm starting to identify in my life. I've got some issues I got to get over because I'm staying in the same rut because I know it's comfortable and I know it's going to happen. It's predictable.
You've gotten better. You're not nearly as bad as a control freak as you used to
Yes.
be. You've lightened up a lot and you let things kind of go.
I'm trying, yeah, because I realize it's not the end of the world, but it still gives me anxiety.
You need to drink a little more.
No, I don't know about that.
Nah, she's got a point. You need to drink a little bit more.
You need to drink a little more and say, "Fuck it."
Yeah, I'm not
Fuck
saying.
it.
I'm not saying.
I'm just here for.
I'd love
I'm
to.
here for a good time, not a long time.
I'm not saying become a lush.
That should be a country song.
But yeah, I'm not here for what she said.
I'm
I
here
love
for a
it.
good time, not a long time. Bartender, I'll have another
Oh
round.
man, 5 o'clock somewhere.
Make it a double. Don't be stingy with that light pour. I can see you pouring it.
I'd be the worst / best bartender. Worst meaning I would lose the profits of the bar, but the customers would be very happy.
You'd be a bartender like I was a bartender back in the day when I was in college. I bartended at a jazz club, and this guy was genius in the jazz club. He only hired young girls at LSU to come and bartend.
Should.
But it's a jazz club. It's all like older men,
Yeah.
older like 40-something, 50-something-year-old white guys in there. So it was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And we would, seriously, for every drink you served, you pretty much served yourself one too.
If I was a bartender,
okay.
Yeah.
and
A
I
little
saw
fun, yeah.
You always had your little cup right there by your little place where you opened the beers and poured all the wine. You had your own cup, and then you had where you put the customer's cup, and they were both always full.
if I was a bartender, you sat on my stool, I'd be like, there's some pain behind those eyes. That's a double right there. If you had pain behind your eyes, you're getting a double.
I will tell you though, my one solution, and if you don't, I don't know what other cable companies have, but the one thing I will say that I do love, I've got the Xfinity. I talk about all the time. I endorse it. Is they've got the DVR you can get on your phone. And you can go up, and if I can get a Wi-Fi connection in Tallahassee, you can download, like that's what I'll do. Like if I have a flight, I'll download like a football game onto your phone that you record on your DVR, and then when you're flying, you can watch it.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is cool, and that's probably what I'm planning on doing for the road. I have all this, like I have travel prep that I always do. And the cool thing about it is it's starting to get better. And they're starting to realize that, so many people fly, so many people are on road trips, and for the most part, a lot of times they can be really boring. But with the way you get entertainment today, even Netflix, and this will change the game for them, they're talking about making all of Netflix available on airplanes. That's their whole initiative they're trying to do right now. And
I love it.
I told you there are some things on Netflix you can download, which I did on my last trip. I got Narcos season 3, and so I had that I was going through. That was one of the shows that you could download. But it's a small amount of Netflix that you can actually download to your phone. So this would open up everything. They're trying to do it so that airline carriers would carry Netflix. And think about how many more people would subscribe to Netflix.
Heck yeah.
That aren't, if you'd be like going, I could subscribe to Netflix, and then when I'm on the plane. Because, when you're on a plane, most of them have like maybe 10, 15 movies to choose from. But you're like, if you don't feel like any of those movies, then you're just kind of stuck.
Yeah, I apologize if I've asked this before, but does Netflix weekly update new stuff? Do they get new stuff every week, or is it a monthly thing?
I think they do it monthly. Because I try to watch, and there's I see like on ThrillList.com, and they'll always say new to Netflix this month, and they'll tell you what's going away and what's coming on to Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's a monthly thing. So they say that DVD quality Netflix will be coming to commercial airways by early 2018, so the beginning of the new year.
Are you entirely through with season 3 of Narcos?
Finish it up on Saturday morning.
See, I want to watch it so bad,
Yeah.
but instead I watched Moana for the 5th time.
Yeah.
Because the kids...
You're welcome.
It's tough,
You're
yeah.
welcome.
It's a jam.
Uh-huh.
I can't justify watching Narcos while the kids are home because they're afraid of it.
Yeah.
And it's just, so we watch Moana over and over.
I honestly think you're not giving Rocco enough credit. He can handle Narcos.
It's good. My strategy, what I usually do is I travel with my phone. Like I said, I had it downloaded on Netflix. And so I'll keep like my earbuds in my pocket. And it was Saturday morning, and my kid's baseball game got bumped back like 2 hours, and we were like we were en route. We were like 5 minutes away from the field, and it was like by the time we would have driven home, it had been you're home for 15 minutes, you drive right back.
I am so happy Cannon's doing baseball again. I'm so happy.
Yeah, me too.
Is he at a game yet?
Yeah, he did. He had a game on Saturday.
How's he doing?
He did. He had fun.
He's
Did
getting
he
back
get a
into it.
slushie?
No, he did not. Well,
couldn't have been that much fun.
yeah. I'm trying as a parent, and everything I've gone through with my daughter doing the softball and him already doing the travel and seeing what he went through. I'm trying to be like, dude, if you have fun, that's it, man. That's all I care about. So I am off of the game.
Until high school, and then that shit gets serious.
Yeah.
Don't fuck this up, kid.
Nah, I'm not gonna. It's up to him, man. If he wants to be good, he's got to make himself good. I'll work with him all he wants, but I am not pushing my kids to go out and work and drill them and have that thing where they don't want to go out. I'm like going, look, if you're going to play travel sports, you're going to work every day for 3 hours.
I have been missing baseball, especially the last month or two. I would love to go out. I mean, when my leg heals up, obviously.
Yeah.
But I would love to go out there. And I do. I have fun because that's really what I did. Before I got into radio, I would help run the entire baseball school, but my niche was really the young little kids from, I would say, 6 to 12.
Yeah.
And I have got so many fun games that are little drills that they could play, that he could play, that he would love, I think. And it would get him better.
Yeah, my strategy is that I'm going to wait for him to ask. His sister, it's kind of interesting now because Caitlin has the kind of dedication when it comes to softball that I wanted her to have when I coached her that she didn't have. And so now she goes out and works really hard. And so it's interesting to watch because she pushes Cannon to go out to hit, and he never wants to hit. And so now they're fighting back and forth about like,
oh, man. I mean, if anyone ever asked me to hit, I was like, fuck yeah.
That's just it. I'm not going to go. I'm done.
When you were 6?
Well, we ran a little edgy in the Pennington
You ate
household.
the soap a lot, did you?
With a kid in his mouth.
Fuck yeah,
kid,
Dad.
I
Let's
mean,
go do this shit.
What a potty mouth.
Sorry, I am working on my swearing. I'm working on it. 2018's my goal.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm not gonna take him out until he asks me. It's none of those things. I'm not gonna force him. I'm not gonna be like, come on, man, we got to be working on your hitting. I'm gonna be like, hey, if you want to go out and hit and throw, I'll do it, but I'm not gonna go unless you want to go. Somebody sent a shout out to me actually, and I was there first day, and I was out coaching first base, so it's pretty quick.
Oh, I want to go and heckle you so bad. Hey, beady eyes, what the shit?
Yeah, I was in flip-flops, and I'd already had a Bloody Mary, so I was great coaching form.
Oh, that's nothing compared to the guy in the stands. He didn't have a lot of drinks. I would love to go and heckle. It's all for fun.
I've been having some cocktails, and I'm like out there in flip-flops, just ready to enjoy it. They're going, hey, we really need someone to coach first. I'm like, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Run to second. That's the other team, Kevin.
Hey, the first base coach smells like booze.
But he's smiling.
So happy.
Why is your dad so happy? He's drunk.
Yeah, Yami was out there at Phipps Park. That's where he's playing now. She said, love seeing you at the park. Anyway, my son, Zach, said that something about the kids who are out there and wanted to welcome you to Phipps Park and our neck of the woods. So, and our boys go to the same school now. It's very cool. So he said he was too starstruck to come say hi. Well, he should.
Well, I mean, it's Kevin Ross. I get it.
See,
when you were a little kid, both of you,
I might be a little drunk, but come say hi.
When you had to do little performances as a kid, like baseball, or what did you do when you were a kid? Did you play anything?
I did gymnastics and I did theater.
Would you guys get really bad butterflies and nervous before you'd have to do anything? Every game, before I'd get up to bat, I had the worst butterflies.
I didn't know how bad I sucked.
You were just kind of. Yeah.
I was like, this is awesome, and then now looking back, I'm like, I sucked.
Would you get nervous, Kev?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's natural, and I think for a lot of people to do that. It's kind of interesting because I even hear like a lot of performers out, like Beyonce. She says, there's not a performance she doesn't get those butterflies in her. I mean, how long's Beyonce been doing? I mean, she's been on the stage more than she's been to the grocery store.
Well, she knows too that if anything fucks up, it's going to be everywhere. I mean, that's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I think the most positive thing about it is you learn how to take that and you don't turn it into crippling anxiety. You turn it into energy that you use to help you in your performance.
You turn it to something else.
Yeah.
Like Patrick Swayze would say from Red Dawn, turn it to something else.
Let it give you power.
Yeah.
Not take your power.
Yeah. So there you go. That's it. All righty. Well, thank you for the emails.
It's over?
It is over, my man.
10 more mins?
All you, baby.
It's the boot show.
That's
Jay
it.
Bird and his little
you can do,
foot boot.
You don't want me free-forming by myself for 10 minutes. It's going to get real fucking weird.
On the Weird and Whatever podcast, I know a lot of people are checking that out, and they're loving that. And I sent you, it was kind of interesting because one of the things that I saw, it was the biggest urban legends from every state. And oddly enough, I looked, and I can't remember what state it was. Maybe it was Georgia or something like that, but they had the Dog Boy thing in there.
Yeah.
It was Arkansas. I think the Dog Boys from Arkansas, that was the rap Denny's had done.
It's big business now. Every state and almost every county now has to have their own thing. We have a Bigfoot. We have an alien. We've got a dog man. Everyone's got something now.
Yeah, and the one that they had for Florida was Skunk Ape.
Skunk Ape, yeah.
Yeah, and they say they don't know if it's legit or if it's just people trying to scare people away from their farmlands or what.
Not to get on a tangent, I'll keep it quick, but yes, you could say that some of the stuff taken out of Florida, especially the Everglades, is some of the best picture proof that we have.
Okay.
And I say we because I think you guys are cryptozoologists too.
Thank you.
So in it. Can I battle rap the skunk ape?
I just want you guys to fucking rap. I don't care what you rap about.
KVJShow.com. You can check out all of our podcasts there, including this one. Don't forget to sign up for the KVJ 5K, KVJ5K.com, and we'll see you out on Thursday. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.